Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to my first book video. I know I normally do art on this channel, but I also love to read, and so I've been trying to find a way to kind of combine my art and my reading together. And today I have a really cool video, at least I think it's cool. I don't know, but I went around my city and found some vintage books, looked on Facebook Marketplace, vintage stores, things like that. And I found, I believe, over 100 books for about 60 bucks. So stick around, grab a drink, make a tea, because you are gonna see some pretty cool vintage books. All right, so the first place that I went to, I only found 4 books, but the first one is going to be... Anyway, the first one is called Get Shorty, and it is by Elmore Leonard. It says that he is one of the greatest crime novelists of the time, so I was intrigued by that already. And then, like, randomly it says John Travolta's new movie coming this fall, but the back of it seemed really interesting, and I always love a good mystery thriller. Next up, I found Memoirs of a Geisha, and this is just an insight into the world of a geisha. It says where a girl's virginity is auctioned to the highest bidder, where women are trained to beguile the most powerful men, and where love is scorned as an illusion. And I just think that things like this are important to have in literature, just so we see, like, as women, how shitty it can be sometimes, and some of the things that we don't know that other cultures go through. So I just think this will be a really, really cool read, which I will put on my bookshelf before I give away. Next up, we have what's called The Time Piper, and this is by Delia Huddy. I just thought the cover of this was really cool. I can't remember what this is about. It says, she was strange, remote, and beautiful, and she called herself Hare. But was that the reason enough for her to be distrusted by the villagers and disliked by her peers? With the exception of Luke. Why did she secretly follow Luke to London when he went to work with Tom Humboldt, the brilliant inventor of a revolutionary time machine? A fascinating scientific experiment, and a touching love story from the basis an unusual, intriguing novel. Okay, so there you have it. And then lastly, I picked up this book called Word of Mouse. I don't think this one is vintage. I just thought it was really cute. Yeah, this is 2016, but I just thought the graphics were really cute. My nephew's starting to read, so I thought this would be cool to, like, send over to him. And I don't know, you know, why not save another book? All right, so next up, this is where things get a little crazy. I don't really use Facebook anymore, but I recently kind of logged back in to look on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm so glad that I did, because I found a lady selling, I believe, 62 vintage sci-fi books. I can't speak. Anyway, I messaged her and they were available. This box is crazy. It is incredible. Wait till you see what is in here. It is absolutely crazy talk. Like, I don't even know if I can show you. It's like a huge banker's box of stuff. Anyway, I'm starting to drop them, but let's get started into this. The very first one on top that I noticed was Close Encounter by Steven Spielberg. This thing is so sick. The graphics on the back, it just looks so good. Oh, had that vintage stamp. Put in the comment below if you guys had a stamp like this. I definitely did. Whoa, throwback. Anyway, this is from 1977. I don't know if I can let this one go. This may have to live on my bookshelf for a while. All right, next up we have one that is called Crystal Witness by Kathy Tyers. Captivating tale of one woman's fight to regain her freedom. Again, wish I could get rid of this glare. But here is the front, and then again the back. It's got, like, just really cool graphics on it. All right, we have our first Star Trek. It looks like it says Bloodthirst. Again, I'll graphic right here, and then it's got, this is the back. Whoa, no way. Look how old that is, guys. This isn't even a sticker. It's, like, included on the cover. It's a 2-for-1 Walmart, but this is called The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. Again, just very cool graphic in here. Moving along. Okay, it looks like we have one called The Uplift War by David Brin. This one's really cool. And it's got this little, like, starship thing on the back. This one looks pretty cool. Oh my god, the writing is tiny. Oof. All right, I gotta find somewhere to put all these books before I have, like, a major catastrophe going on here. All right, next up, it looks like we have one called Stairway to Forever. It's got like this like weird baboon dude on the front, if you guys can see that. And it says it is book 1 of the series. Oh, here we go. And here is book 2. This says Monsters and Magicians, Stairway to Forever. So we do get book 1 and book 2 in here. So very cool. Maybe I can do these as like a mystery book set together. Okay, I just saw one of the books that was in the listing that made me like run to go get this. Has The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and this looks like an original pressing of this. Yes, this is the 1979 version. This is so cool. This will definitely be staying on my bookshelf. Oh, that is sick. We have A Woman Without a Shadow. The Peace War by Vernor Vinge. Sorry about the glare, guys. It's like crazy. Ooh, this looks pretty cool. This is called The Middle of Nowhere by David Gerrold. Again, I just can't get over like how cool the like all the graphics are on these. Ah! Guys, there is a Stephen King in here. This, it's so good. Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Look at the cover art on this. No way. This is 1993. Oh, this is... I'm so glad I went and got this. All right, we have Robots and Empire. We have one called Broken God. This is called Moving Mars. Oh my God. Is this the other book? Life, the Universe, and Everything. We have another Douglas Adams. Oh, okay. Hold on. Where's the other one? I gotta keep these together. So this says it's the conclusion to the Hitchhiker's trilogy. So I'm wondering if the third one is in here. Okay, we have one called Decision at Duna. It's very interesting. And then here is the back cover art on that. These are all so cool. Z for Zachariah. Falling Free. Again, just very cool, sick art on that one. I feel like we have another banger in here. Kurt Vonnegut Jr., The Sirens of Titan. What? I've only read Slaughterhouse-Five, but... Oh, look, it has the same little stamp. Okay, whoever this Donna person is, your taste in these books. This is so cool. Look at the cover art up front. All right, this says Time Travelers Strictly Cash. And then here is the back on that. The Naked Sun. Okay, what's going on in that cranium, my boy? You got a lot of stuff. Okay, so this is another reason that I went and picked up this listing. I saw this on top. It's called The Little Heliad, and it's basically a retelling of the Iliad, but in hell. So very, very curious to read this. And then here is the back artwork as well. But this really, really piqued my interest. Right, we have one called After War. And then here is the back on this one. This is the Magic of Xanth trilogy. And does it say what book this is? It just says Split Infinity. We have another Douglas Adams. So long, and thanks for all the fish. This says the 4th book in the Hitchhiker's trilogy. The 4th book. Okay, so either way, I have 3 of these, so I need to figure out if I have one that's actually missing. Clearly I do, because it says the 4th in the trilogy, which is a little confusing, but 3 of these, such a good find. You know what? There was just something that told me to go on to Facebook Marketplace. All right, we have Black Horses for the King by Anne McCaffrey. Volume 2 of The Mercenary. Okay. Back art on that. The ones that have the front and the back are just so good. Greg Bear, Eternity. Ooh, this looks pretty cool. This is Mutant 59, The Plastic Eaters. This looks pretty groovy. What do you think? This is like gotta be from the 70s, right? The cover is giving 70s. Ooh, 1973. That's pretty cool. Oh my God, this is so thick. Battlefield Earth, a saga of the year 3000. This, I mean, I have a huge head, but this is a thick book. Oh, and the writing is small. It's so small and tiny. Another roadside attraction, author of Still Life with Woodpecker. This is a really cool cover. I actually really, really dig this. We have the 7 Deadly Sins of Science Fiction. A belief is a supernatural source of evil is not necessary. Men alone are quite capable of every wickedness. Deep. Ooh, this is cool. Volume 2. Okay, so I wonder if we have another set of this. This is called The Throne of Madness, a new odyssey of love and rebellion in a universe beyond imagination. We have Blakely's Ark. He had 2 wishes, to live to be 16 and to meet another human. Okay, I was gonna say like maybe this is a take on like Noah's Ark, but we have Black Star Rising, having some deep conversations around this little statue. This is David Starr, Space Ranger. The 40-Minute War. Deathland Rider Reaper. Oh, this looks cool. This is called Castle for Rent. You see the little graphics right here. They're like hanging out of this castle, being chased by these weird like lizard men or something. Right, this says, oh wait, we have another book by David Brin. I don't remember which one it is, but I remember seeing that name. Anyway, this is called Startide Rising, and it's got these like futuristic dolphins wearing like a little helmet or something, so that might be interesting. It's already the 10th anniversary, so when did this come out? Oh, 1955, reprinted 1983. Then we have Contact by Carl Sagan. Timescape Windhaven. Book 2, The Apprentice Adept, Blue Adept. So some of these I have to see, I'll have to go through again and see if the other book is in here. I don't think those are. Okay, this is sick. The Black Throne. It's got really cool back cover art too. Oh, this looks really cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into this one too. Dinosaur Planet. She got herself own little dinosaur right there. I don't know what that is. That's supposed to be a donkey. Between Planets, it says his mother came from Venus, his father was born on Earth, and before Dawn knew what hit him, he was caught up in a deadly war between the planets. Okay, Dawn. Good luck. This one is called Road Marks, and it says Last Exit to Babylon. Gone the Dreams and Danging. The winner of the Golden Spur Award, Best Western Historical Novel. Just kind of like thrown in here. This is a companion to A Wrinkle in Time and A Wind in the Door, a swiftly tilting planet. Interesting. I don't know. I didn't know that there was a companion to A Wrinkle in Time. What is this? This is called The Schimmelhorn File, Memoirs of a Dirty Old Genius. What is this? He has the mind of a child, the sexual proclivities of a teenager, and the subconscious of a scientific genius. Okay, I mean, slightly interested. It says a terrifying true story, The Hot Zone. Okay, I've actually seen this artist a lot. You'll see in a second, I found a lot of his books at the last stop I went to, but Brian Lumley, it says The Last Airy. I have seen a lot of his stuff, and I actually picked up one of his series because the artwork is just so cool on these. All right, it says Piers Anthony, The Color of Her Panties. Join the adult conspiracy and quickly discover the power of a perfect pair of panties. Okay. We have Shakespeare's Planet. This looks really cool. Book 3 of the Chronicles of Torner, The Northern Girl. Then we have the gods have claimed him for a quest that could lead from the hell of human war to the very gates of hell. Godslayer. I mean, I feel like either way you're going, it doesn't sound very good. Oh, this looks really cool. Volume 2, The Legends of Chamber of Cody. This is called The Saint Chamber. I really like the cover on this. That's actually really, really cool. Right, we have one by John Varley called Millennium. We have another Star Trek. This is called Log 10. Captain's Log, Log 10. Oh, okay. Really got off by this like art on the front and back. It has like all these limbs and this, I don't know, there's a lot going on. Oh, Master Caliban. And last in this box is called Starburst, the stunning new novel by Frederick Pohl. And this is one of like 2 hard books that are in here. So that racks up the giant Bankers box that I got. And then I have one more huge box here right next to me. But what do you guys think so far? Did you see anything that piqued your interest? And if you've made it this far, A, congratulations. And secondly, I want to do and make a bunch of like blind dates with vintage books. So I will make these and then either leave a link on this video or a link that will take you somewhere where you can purchase these. I'm not going to make them very expensive. I just want to give a new life to some of these vintage books. So if you are interested in that, check the description down below to find the link. All right, we're going to do quick water break because this is like the most I've ever talked, I think, in a video ever. All right, we have the last stop, and this was a thrift store here, and I think the books were all like 25 cents, so they were super cheap. And because I was getting so many, I think that they just kind of like gave me some of them for free. I'm not really quite sure. It just seems like a lot of books for not a lot of money. But anyway, we're gonna jump in here. Here is the artist Brian Lemley I was telling you about. This is Psychosphere. This is another book that is in the Necroscope series. And I think, yes. So I got a bunch of these actually. So here is another cover, and I just think these are really cool. I'm kind of interested to read these as well. And then I also found the whole, there must have been a big Brian Lemley fan because I found this entire Necroscope series, and the cover art on these is so incredible. Like, I could not leave these. I don't know what person gave these up, but thank you, especially this bat one, because these are so cool. This is just like something sick to have on the bookcase. So hopefully these are as good as the cover art. All right, we do have some mysteries and romances in here. So I have A Kiss of Shadows. This one, Where the Wolf Leads. They had a ton of these like old vintage romances, and I just thought they were really funny. Then they have The 10,000, a Greek story. This is called Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown, and this actually sounds really interesting. It's about a tiny little cozy town in Virginia that thrives on gossip, especially in the post office, where Mary Harrison presides with her tiger cat, Miss Murphy, when a belligerent Hell's Angel crashes, demanding to see his girlfriend, the leather-clad interpreter, blah, blah, blah. Basically, this biker is found dead in this neighborhood that is, like, full of, like, gossip and stuff. So it just seems like kind of like a cheesy murder mystery. We have another little romance here. It's called A Crime of Manners, The Cats of Mayfair. I mean, I'm not really sure what's going on here, but it's got this little cat down here. But this just seemed really interesting. Then we have Pandora's Planet, just a really cool, another like sci-fi book. Also, it pains me when I see classics given away, and I know like not everybody wants to keep classics, or maybe they already have them, but to find an Agatha Christie in there, I was so happy. This is the Murder in Mesopotamia, and this is another one that might be staying on my bookshelf. Then we have The Judgment of Caesar, and this is basically about Caesar and Cleopatra embarking on a legendary romance. So a little bit of history romance. And then here's another one of those cheesy little romances. This is called The Station Boss. We have a vampire hunter novel called Guilty Pleasures. This is another one. I love Star Wars, so to find this in there, I thought that was really, really cool. We have The Other Side. This may be newer. This may not be a vintage. Yeah, this is a 2010, so, but the back of it did sound very interesting, so I went ahead and grabbed this as well, but we'll put that off to the non-vintage side. Then we have one called Armor. Look at this dude. Can you imagine just like coming to a different planet, just coming to a different planet, but then like coming off your ship and just seeing a giant bug man? Born with the Dead, 3 novels about the spirit of man. A little 3-in-1. This is a Grave Talon. Okay, we have Dark Knight Dawning, Louisiana Hotshot. I believe this is a murder mystery. Then we have The Bishop in the West Wing. Again, I think this is a newer. Oh no, this is a 2002. Okay, perfect. So we can keep it on this side now. But this sounded very interesting as well. Also another classic. Why was this thrown in there? Someone else can get this from my shop as well. Right, and then we have book 1 of the Bagariad. I don't know. Pawn of Prophecy. This looks like another little sci-fi one. Julie Smith, New Orleans Morning. I've never heard of this author, but the back of every one of her books just sounded like a really good little like murder mystery to sit down and read. And then I found this book. It is Shadowrun, the Forever Drug. First you get high and then you die. Not a good time. Another one. I found an Anne Rice called Violin. This is immediately going to go to my bookshelf. I love Anne Rice. I have her Interview with a Vampire. I think I have another one by her as well, but you know, one man's trash is another woman's treasure. I'd never actually heard of that book, so I'm really excited to read it as well. Next up, we have James Patterson. This is his book called Mary Mary, so I went ahead and picked that up. Then we have one called The Southampton Row, and this is like an old murder mystery set in Victoria, England. This one was kind of creepy. It's called Don't Cry, Little Girl. I don't know how to feel about this one. I thought the cover art was kind of cool, but I don't know. It might be kind of weird, but we'll see. All right, and then I found a vintage Harriet the Spy. Are you kidding me? I used to love this movie. I watched it so much as a kid. I don't know why, but Dan Brown, he also did the Da Vinci Code. This is Angels and Demons. Again, here is another Julie Smith. This is called The Kindness of Strangers. Another little old cheesy romance. This is called Yesterday's Fantasy. This looked really cool. This book is called Yendi, and it is, I believe, either like a trilogy or a mini series, not sure, but the back of this and just seemed like a really cool read, and I really like the cover art on it as well. Right, we have The Last Vampire 4, Phantom. The monster might be an angel. Plot twist. Then we have Dean R. Koontz. This is called Darkfall. All right, guys, we are nearing the end of our box. We have Grievous Sin. Another Julie Smith. This is New Orleans Beat. Robert B. Parker called Backstory. The Axeman's Jazz. Actually, I'm really intrigued to read this, and I think it's because in American Horror Story, they have the Axeman in the, what's that series? Coven. It's Coven. When he like falls in love with Fiona. But so I think I'm like even more interested to read that. But here's another Brian Lumley. This is called Iced on a Run. Then we have Kay Hooper, Out of the Shadows. And then the last of these I just picked up because they are newer, but they sounded pretty cool. I have Annie Freeman's Fabulous Traveling Funeral. And basically this is about a bunch of friends that get their friend's ashes in the mail, and she wants to be taken on a traveling funeral. The Andalusian Friend by Alexander Sunderberg. Another hardcover, this is called The Last Kiss Goodbye. I believe this is also another mystery. Then I've been wanting to read this. This is The Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, so I went ahead and picked that up. They also had A Gentleman in Moscow, and this one I meant to pick up years ago, months ago, whatever you want to say, but this is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I have had this recommended to me a number of times, so 25 cents, you cannot beat it. And this one is called The Sleeping Car Murders, and I believe this is based on a true story, but it seemed very interesting. And last up, I found the Star Wars books, and it has all 3, or I guess 4, 5, and 6 now, but I don't know who threw these out, but this was another amazing find for me, so thank you. And then when I make these, I personally like to use like really weird bookmarks. So I found this like Weird Rats card game, and I just thought that this would be really cool to include along with a real bookmark. But I just think it has these really funny like images on here of these different rats doing stuff. But I don't know. Let me know down below. Do you guys use weird bookmarks too, or do you like the traditional conventional ones? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my very long video. Let me know down below if you are excited to see any of these books. If you're interested, go out to a thrift store around you. You never know what you're going to find. Check Facebook Marketplace. I don't know, a lot of people were giving away a lot of free stuff too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks so much for sticking around. Peace.